Hello in TV land, it's your boy Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. And how are you all doing on this fine and wonderful and glorious Wednesday? Wednesday late afternoon. I felt like saying late afternoon because it's gotten a little dark. It's not like overly cloudy or anything. I mean, there are a couple clouds, but the days are still short because it's still winter, of course. And so I just felt like saying it. Plus, I feel like I'm running a little late today for whatever reason. The commute home was a little bit longer. I took a little bit longer finishing up my training. As you can tell by my jackness that I did my training, of course. Although I imagine I always look jacked. Thank you. You're kind and wonderful. How y'all doing? Good and fantastic, I hope. Yeah. Pardon me for a minute while I pop another Alka-Seltzer. I question, in all honesty, the effect that they have on this particular round of illness that I have. I'm still recovering from last week. I actually looked up the symptoms. When I was suffering from it, at the tail end of it, I was like, is this actually possibly the flu? And I looked that up, and it's like, no, it's not the flu because I'm not vomiting. I'm not running a fever. But then, I think, was it yesterday? I was like, well, hey, maybe it was the pneumonia. So I looked that up, and no, it wasn't pneumonia either. What was the reason? Why did I think I didn't have pneumonia? I forgot what, but I was missing a couple of those symptoms too. But what it looks like, what I actually did have was cold with a bacterial infection in the lungs, which is why I'm still coughing up stuff. I won't regale you with the details of what exactly I've been coughing up, but yeah. But you didn't come here to listen to me talk about the various expectorations. There's a very fancy word for hawking a loogie. I forget what it is. But I'm sure you didn't come here to hear me talk about me doing that. Or maybe you did, because we're not doing much else right now. We're still trying to get, if I remember correctly, this style sheet deployed. Or not deployed so much as accessible by the code when we run Webpack in the dev server mode. Right. So we got the editor open, we got the terminal open, and while that's coming up, I'll take another swig of this. I mean, at the very least, it soothes the throat. Yeah, it's kind of like when I was growing up. What was a good combination? It was chicken noodle soup and ginger ale to help settle the stomach, but also the effervescence soothe the throat. I was always partial, though, to tuna and tomato soup. That's pretty good. Then now that has me thinking about macaroni and cheese and all sorts of other comfort foods. I haven't had a turkey pot pie in a long time. That'd be really good too, but I can't have that. Cannot have that. We were working on Pure, right? And so, no, I had this link, which looked like it answered the question I was having, or at least it pointed in the possible direction. No, I actually should have put it in the address bar. So instead of extract text plugin, I should be using mini CSS extract plugin. Except I'm almost certain I'm using mini CSS extract text plugin. Right, yeah. Alright. So that's all well and good, but that means we should not be using the extract text Webpack loader. whatever that is thing. So we have to figure out, we want to uninstall it because we don't need it, obviously. So we don't want how to install npm nodes. Probably just npm okay, so this is probably what we want. Except, of course, first of all, we need to run it as sudo, and well, we need the plugin name, which is this extract text webpack plugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll get rid of that. And I believe I also added it to the install script. Fortunately, I added it on an entirely separate line, so we can go ahead and get rid of that. And while that's running, let's take a look at that link, how to swap, upgrade it, mini CSS extract plugin. Usage, npm install. We do have it installed. Here we go. So this is going to be in our common because both are going to use it. Alright, so let's take a look at... I didn't want to move that. I can close this. We don't need home view. I'll leave that open. Setup. Why do I have setup open? Oh, probably for file handles. I should remember that. Let me open that up again. Alright, we'll leave that open. Webpack comments. So, mini CSS extract plugin, which we have right there. Oh, you know what? We need to get rid of extract text plugin too. Remove that. Look at the rules for it. There you're. Okay, here it is. Get rid of the rules for that. And let's get rid of the require, because once it's removed, it's not going to find it. Alright, and where we define the plugin? Right here. New mini CSS plugin file name is .css, yes. Chunk file name id.css, yes. Okay, rules. Test the /css, use loader options, public path, URL false. I wonder if it's the public path. This is what I'm looking for. Alright, so it looks like the rules stay the same. The plugin definition sort of stays the same, except it does not use the chunk file name. Okay. Hopefully that comma is not going to cause a problem. And then under optimization, split chunks. cache groups, styles, chunks, all. Yeah, that really doesn't look all that... It looks like I'm saying the same thing, you know? Maybe I wasn't. Alright, let's see. Is it finished? 0 vulnerabilities. It's all good. Save all. Let's see if that works. Now, the other cool thing about the Alka-Seltzer, well, it might not be cool. Ideally, you want to drink it all when it's still all fuzzy and whatever, because it has a slight lemon taste to it. If you let it settle for a bit, all the salts head to the bottom. And it does have salts in it. They're very important when you're sick because you tend to get dehydrated. And the salts help you retain fluids. Hoping it comes up. So, I also recorded my Gaming with Joe episode yesterday, and there we go. That's not good. I might have to run the full install again. Because it looks like... So it's the JPEG tran, and when I did the NPM audit fix yesterday, I noticed that those guys were having troubles again. Yeah, it looks like I have to run a full install again. I'm glad I didn't dive into the story about what I was doing yesterday just yet. Great. Alright. Yeah, I honked my install yesterday. I was afraid of that. So, and actually I think my install is going to run slower here. The last time I did an install was during my Christmas break when I was bringing everything up for Ubuntu. And at my super secret undisclosed location, I was on a faster internet connection. Hilariously so. Let's just say the residence that I was at, you would not think that they would have a faster internet connection than a tech person such as myself. But I also happen to be a very lazy tech person. So I'm running the same FiOS package that I had when I moved in here, into this apartment almost 6 years ago. Needless to say, it's not very, very fast. I mean, the thing is, it's fast enough for most of my day-to-day purposes. I actually wouldn't have noticed it until I started doing these episodes and uploading them. But for gaming and for streaming videos, it's fine. Surfing the internet, it's fine. Lighter Collective? What the heck is that? Thank you for using Webpack. I probably should donate to them. And what was I talking about? Oh yeah, internet connection. I have FiOS. And Verizon sends me emails every now and then that I can upgrade to new packages. And I may have mentioned this. I went to their website and to my accounts and looked at the upgrade options. It's like, oh, you know, I can upgrade to a faster thing and it costs me no money. And I add to the cart and I look at the new monthly bill and it's like, no, that price went up. How did that not cost me anything? So I haven't bothered doing it yet. I think eventually they're going to force me to upgrade. Or I'll just have to wait until the price differential is really big. But I was talking about the Gaming with Joe episode yesterday. So I spent some time wondering, well, I'm probably spoiling this for you, but I probably also want to prepare you for it too if you're actually going to watch it. So I spent some time wandering in the tower, because yesterday was the reset, so that's no surprise. And then I decided to do something different. I decided to jump into some Gambit. Now, I generally avoid any PvP stuff when I'm recording my episodes because there's no guarantee on how it's going to turn out. And generally speaking, in most activities, it'll turn out well. Strikes and other things, stuff that I run solo. But in this particular Gambit match, because it's 4v4, I was matched on my team. There were 3 other random people, which is fine. And then the other side was 1 random person and what they call a stacked fire team, which is basically 3 people all in the same clan. Which means they were all on the mic talking to each other. They're all well coordinated. And even more painfully so, they were all very, very good Gambit players. Highly specialized at invading. They had a very good plan too. So normally in Gambit, you can invade when you deposit 25 motes, then 50, and I don't think you can at 75. You have to wait until the other team spawns their primeval. But what they did was, when the 25 comes up, people jump in to invade, but they didn't. They waited. They waited until they had 50 in, and then they did back-to-back invasions. And the same guy, and not only was it the same guy, that same guy had the Queen Breaker, which is like the ultimate in invasion weapons. And he'd been well stocked up on heavy ammo too, so he was just wiping us out. And so completely slaughtered us in the first round. They did that again the second round, and they had pulled commandingly ahead. I mean, they had already summoned their primeval, and we only had deposited like 20 motes because he wiped us out. And I was watching their primeval bar. They weren't attacking the primeval. My guess is they were basically just picking off the ads around the primeval, and they were waiting for another opportunity to invade. So what did I do? I stopped picking up motes. And I knew the rest of my team wasn't going to be able to gather enough motes because they weren't very good either. So eventually, after, I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes, when the timer was running out, they finally burned down their primeval. But at least it meant that our side, the rest of the guys on my team got to spend their time invading. Not that they were doing any good, but I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, no, that was probably the worst Gambit match I've ever had. I mean, I've been stomped before, and I've lost hard-fought, 2 out of 3 round matches. But no, that was just a complete mismatch of abilities. It just didn't stand a chance. And I've been kind of playing around in my mind, like, what could Bungie do to try and balance that out? And there's really not much they can do, to be honest, other than other than secretly adding in a handicap. But even then, that kind of punishes the guys that are good, So I can't really advocate that. And then I was thinking, well, maybe you could have a rule where a Guardian can't invade back-to-back. The same Guardian can't invade back-to-back, or if they get a team wipe, or depending on how many opposing Guardians they take out, it will delay the reopening of the invasion portal. It's tough. But for the most part, Gambit is pretty well balanced. It's just one of those things where if you're against a coordinated team, a coordinated good team, there's nothing you can do. But what made it really annoying was that they didn't finish it as soon as they could. That was the annoying part. That was the part that was like, okay, that's not fun. Like, they weren't going for their win. They were going for messing with the other team. I mean, if that's what they enjoy. Let's see, what are we at? Oh, we're still doing the webpack stuff. Yeah, so basically I'm doing a full reinstall. My suspicion is that when I installed the extract text webpack plugin, which actually works with Webpack 3, and I'm on Webpack 4, it brought in some older things, and that kind of caused incompatibility issues. I'm hoping that's it. Otherwise, I really have a problem. But on the plus side, well, I may be having technical difficulties here. I think I may have hinted that I was making great progress at the technical problem I was working on at my actual job, and that turns out to be, I may be wildly optimistic, but I think I really have turned the corner. I think at this point it's just all grunt work now, which is really good. Because a lot of times it was time spending like this, looking at things, trying to figure it out, not actually doing anything. Too much time thinking, not enough time doing. Or you think, you do a little, and then you wait and you think more and do a little. Sometimes you just want to do things. I say as if I'm a man of action, when my doing things is just me hacking away at a keyboard and hacking into the crook of my elbow. About Wednesday, middle of the week. 2 more days of work for me, because I have the normal Monday through Friday, which is quite decadent for some people in parts of the world. For other people in other parts of the world, that's a bit excessive. Let's see, and then 2 more training sessions. Yeah, I guess I could talk about the training today. It was pretty good, actually. Front squats. I will admit I didn't feel quite as strong as I think I was last week. I guess it's kind of understandable recovering from the illness. At least for the front squats, though. The pull-ups and the chin-ups, however, I felt actually stronger. I felt lighter, which is interesting. Very interesting. Same with the dips. My little cardio thing felt about normal. Taking a break on the hanging leg raises right now because I suspect that's contributing to some of my lower back problems. So I'm just doing normal sit-ups. But I'm thinking I might want to up my count now. Help tighten up the midsection some more. But on the plus side, and it took a lot of huffing and puffing, I got to the second to the last notch on my weightlifting belt, so that's good. So a little tight. Well, obviously, if I was huffing and puffing to get into that notch, it was very tight. Hopefully, by the end of the week, it'll be not much of a struggle to get into that last notch. Just in time for me to blow it all by gorging on Saturday. Well, hey, I train hard and I binge hard. What can I say? Where are you at? Okay, we're at the image webpack plugin. Okay, so it should be pulling up the SVG and the PNG stuff soon. And that's what takes longer. I really probably should have hardlined this. I don't know. Going right into pre-op React? That's interesting. I'm a little concerned now, because I didn't see the PNG stuff. This concerns me, because I think I might have to wipe the entire directory and do a full reinstall. Like a complete full reinstall. Uh, I'm debating if it comes to that, whether or not I should do it during an episode or do it off camera. Well, I wouldn't want you to sit back to back through this. I don't want to sit back to back through this. To be honest, I would just fire this off and go wander away and do something else. And I do have lots of other things to do. Really? I didn't see that Redux React. Nah, it looks like it completely skipped the image stuff. That's strange. That also makes me highly suspect that something bad happened. Yeah, I could probably speed this up if I went through and trim. Oh wait, it's updating to, oh great, now it's updating to 3.9 Material UI. Oh, that might cause some more warnings to pop up. I really don't want to go through another technical debt cycle. You see the issue that continuous updates cause. You keep reacting to updates and, well, I mean, it's not a big thing because I'm only spending like half an hour a day. Obviously, you know, it takes time, but I could probably knock out all the tech debt updates in about a day. So it's not that bad if I was doing this full time, but part time it causes an issue. Can barely get ahead of it. So I wonder if it's a secret strategy of theirs to kind of get people fully invested in it. Not that I would resort to such machinations myself. Well, I'm hoping it finishes in time for us to at least try and start it. And if it doesn't, well then what? Cut it early? Whole bunch of ass. February. Is it springtime yet? Not that well, I actually do. I think I've mentioned this before, but I do prefer the cold. Maybe I'm just asking for springtime right now because of the fact that I had a cold. I mean, I enjoy the cold, but I had a cold, and that's not fun. But who knows? Maybe in a few weeks I might find myself in some place that's even warmer. Okay, now it's doing the AWS stuff. That's good. That's like the last part. So we'll see. We shall see. Verbal tick. Verbal tick. Ugh. When's the next Marvel movie coming out? Oh yeah, when is the next Marvel movie coming out? Captain Marvick. March 8th? It's a long time still. What's coming out in February? It'd help if I could spell. Oh, well, Google, of course, auto-completed for me, but I didn't. February movie releases. Let's see if anything good's coming out. Miss Ball, Lego Movie 2. Oh, Alita Battle Angel. I don't know. I mean, they tried Ghost in the Shell, but that didn't work out too well. But Lego Movie 2 is not bad. Is Alita Battle Angel the big release? Miss Bala. Cool Pursuit. Lego Movie 2. Prodigy. What Men Want. Really? You gotta watch a movie to figure that one out? Happy Death Day to You. Blech. Fighting with My Family. Blech. How to Train Your Dragon. I haven't even seen the first one yet. That's it? Ugh. Ugh. Alright. Let's see if it fires up. At this point, I'd just be happy for it to fire up. I mean, not even counting, okay, looks like it. Not even counting whether or not the style sheet thing works. Come on, baby. Nope, JPEG Tran. Yeah, it's busted. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna have to, man, do a full wipe. And I'll have to work on this off camera because I don't want to expose you to this again. At least until the next time I have to do an update. So I'll wrap this up for now. Cool kid words about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggesting. I can't say, well, I hope that you at least somewhat enjoyed the time spent with me. And I hope you have a pleasant rest of this Wednesday afternoon, and I hope that you'll join me next time. But until the next time you join me, I hope that you take care, and God bless.